we have cladding. Got a nice patchwork of different membranes. So the membrane's gone all around and battens have gone everywhere except this side. We've got the door out. They've been measuring up the door. Here it is. Bit of a slightly wider door, 900mm. That's the roof all done. Still haven't got these in. Might have to remind them about the bolts and the hangers. We're going to have the first named storm, so I've asked them to leave these in for the moment because I haven't got the door. That's going to be 2 weeks for the roller door to get fitted. We were discussing today about how we're going to do the corners. It's going to be basically this batten on the corners with the cladding recessed in behind. So like an L shape of these battens here. Oh look, and we've got at the bottom of the cladding, like an insect mesh. Stop things coming up the bottom. That's good. Nice detail there. They're going to leave this till the door's in. They were talking about using the same, basically 8-inch barge board in here. Along there. I didn't do a time lapse today because this stuff goes up so quick you can't actually see what's happening. There's the Gable cladding. Gable battens, and there's the cladding. First bit of cladding on. Just temporarily fixed. But yeah, why they had to angle grind this, I don't know. That's beyond me, why they didn't just push that out further. Because the second one they put on today, is further. This one doesn't overhang, but that's because it's lower. This is the down slope. It's not an issue. And on this cable we've got our third brand of membrane on here. Master 12, what was I saying? Master 12, Master 112. We have cladding on the gable. Okay. That's the final look. I don't know what nails they've used actually. So they're going to be pins, so they're hidden. Hoping they're stainless. Around the other side too. So I guess we're pretty much ready for cladding to come, scaffolding to come down. It's a nice detail. It's what angle have they gone for there? That angle? I would have thought that would have been quite good, but no, we've got that angle. So the strong winds have started. There's going to be more tomorrow, and there's a good measure here about how much rain. It's been raining a lot today, like pretty heavy rain for most of the day. It's the afternoon now. This is how much water's been blown in or thrown in. I forgot the scaffolding. The downpipes aren't on, so they're creating a hell of a mess. When the water comes down, this is all drenched. It's funny, this always comes up blue on the GoPro. It's actually green, but there we go. Wind at the moment, and it's not really having an impact. I'm just coming here and the wind's completely dropped. I was expecting more to come in. Anyway, so we've got the door to go in, which is over there. This cross piece to go in, that to be sheathed up as well. Yeah, I've excavated this so they can actually open the door, because it's not going to be here, it's going to be down there. Look at the grass. That's been about a month. That has been a month. So a month of growing. The soakaway's basically there. See the membrane doing its job. Conscious I didn't talk about the cladding either. So this is shiplap. Let's get a light on it. Shiplap. It's treated. It's 13mm thick, so ½ inch. Yeah, and I haven't decided whether to treat it yet or not. Whether to leave it. I'll probably just leave it for at least the winter, see how it weathers. But in theory it should be good for, I don't know, at least a decade. And it's something I know I can replace in the future as a DIY job. At this stage I just want the building done, and everything else from now on I know I can DIY and change in the future if I want to, but I just want the thing done and able to start being used and get the vehicles in before full onset of winter, as this wind is reminding me. So yeah, only a couple more weeks. All this will be finished, scaffolding gone next week, door done, vehicles in, and then I can start using it. Yeah, the wind's changed direction. looking forward to not having to deal with this anymore. It does make me think about the weather tightness around this door. If we're going to get, you know, this is a lot of the major wind and rain comes this way. I might have to put a little porch roof or something. It'd be quite nice. Insulated all along. I don't have the depth for this because I want to get, you know, 140mm insulation all the rest of the way around. I've only got 100 here for what I did in the corners initially, and I've stuffed it all in here. I guess the main event is getting the girder all insulated up so it doesn't get condensation on it. It's a bit lumpy, but there's enough here to compress. I think the roller door mechanism should compress up against this because it's slightly proud. So yeah, control box is going to be around here. And on the left where they've had this non-plumb king stud, I've jammed a load of insulation in there as well, just so there's no cold spots. So we're basically now ready for the door to go in. I've got to get a extension lead to come across so they can actually, you know, power it up and down. And the day after that the builders are coming back for, well, hopefully get some of this out. Final bit of cladding got delivered, but look, what's that light? Currently running off a extension lead till this all gets done. It's like a proper garage now. So what's surprising to me is actually how much light's in here. I did a test earlier. I'll hang this up, cover the door. It's you know, late afternoon, October. Pretty overcast, but I'm pretty pleased with how much you can see in there from those V-Lux. I wasn't expecting it to be this much light, but yeah, that's good. Wow. It's feeling like a real space. It's obviously a big space, but I get a Defender in here, then it's going to look probably a lot smaller all of a sudden. Or two, in fact. Maybe even three. Three Defenders. So in case you're interested what the door is, this is an SWS Secura Glide XL door. It's, yeah, not cheap. I'll go over the costs for the full build at a later date, but it's of that range, it's the premium one. Supposedly it's on par, SWS is on par with the Hallman. 2 remote controls, and we've got up and down, manual override if necessary. So electrician's going to put a plug socket around here and then we can get that hooked up. But yeah, it's taken the full, I'm glad I insulated that, it's taken up the full width. So this turned out that the opening is 5 meters. They've basically made it a 5.1 meter door as far as they're concerned, because they measure it to this edge here. Yeah, so bloody big door. These only come up to 5.2 meters. So actually, I did quite well with gauging this off 5 meters and actually being able to find a door that fitted. But 3 weeks turnaround that is from getting a quote and accepting 3-week turnaround. They've done very well. Just a local company that fitted it for me. It does come with a battery, Wi-Fi sensor to the optical unit in there, whatever, something. These are not AA batteries, they're special kind of like alarm batteries. So that's going to be one of the annoying things, is supposedly these batteries are quite hard to find, so they'll run out like, I don't know, once a year, once every 2 years. I'm glad I got a manual override, because even if it buggers up, then I'll be able to use it. It's got a little latch. When you hear it go up, there's a little click at the end. That's where it drops all the rollers down, and then it clicks. There's like a thing that clicks in at the top, which stops you being able to lift it, basically. So it's got a mechanical latch at rest. So unplug that and it's dead to the world. At the moment that insulation's running against the doors, so I'm hoping I need a bit of a trim piece to go in here. How that's going to get attached, probably just get attached on one edge on the batten there. Yeah, glad I insulated. So they said there needs a slat and a half below the bottom. So this is 2.5 meters to the underside. So I guess we've lost 15 centimeters, maybe a bit more, maybe almost 20 centimeters there. So 2.3 meters. So I'm glad I over-egged it with going 2.5 Defender with a roof rack. 2.3 meters should be perfectly fine. Also, what I think they've done very well is chasing out this. I was worried they were going to make a complete pig's ear of it, but basically this is where the template was, and didn't think far enough in advance. But not an issue actually, they've ground that out nicely, because these, I was thinking that it wouldn't matter where this is, the foot is in relation to this recess, but they need this to be at the same level as where the bottom of the door rests. So fair enough, but that wasn't an issue. Total install time was about 3.5 hours. This side's done. Back side's all done as well. And the soffits. Downpipes to do, edge pieces to do, main door reveal, and then the personnel door. Bolting these rafters and then putting straps. And there we go. A couple of those, twist nails, coach bolts, and washers. Then I got the mud problem to solve with. I can't get in here without walking through mud, so I'm gonna have to put the grass mats down, I think. Spinning. So I got that one out. That screw's completely rounded. Nothing, it's not doing anything, so probably the quickest way is just saw through this. So this is the plan. What's the worst that could happen? Do as I say, not what I do, kids. Now we're on plan C. It's a handsaw. I think that's just got bound up in there. Now to reveal the two holes in my lovely brand new floor. It's all nice and clear for the first time. Struts, braces gone, swept up, junks in the corner. Just got the door to fit and all the other bits and pieces for the builders to finish off, but we can get a Defender in. Got some drip tray, or just stop all the leaks on the bottom. And yeah, let's get it in. First vehicle. Look at that. Huh? They got shoes? Okay.
Yeah, our shoes.
That is crazy. Once it's in here, it actually makes the Land Rover look quite small. It's got me thinking about lifts. Could you double stack them? Well, no, not in that position, but oh, I'm gonna have to think about this. certainly I'm not committed to anything at the moment. All I've done is try to create a space that I've got options, whether I could do that and up, or diagonal potentially and up, or maybe one there and up and leave space. And I've got the double door. The double door's there so that I could parallel park in if necessary, or get 2 vehicles out at the same time. So yeah, quite a few options, but man, does that feel good. I've just put the other Defender in the tent, and I'm in the big tent, which this one was in. I'm going to take the little tent down because then I can sell that. Because it's dry today, it's going to start raining tomorrow and for the rest of the month. So I can get the little tent down while it's dry, and then someone actually wants to buy that, which is good. So I'll claw some money back. And that's good condition, that one, whereas the long tent is just trashed, completely trashed. But yeah, this is now should be effectively stored for winter. And I'm glad I've got these. I've had these for about 13 years, and they came in the roof of the garage in our first house 2 houses ago, and I've just been carting them around. They went into storage when we went to our last house, and then I brought them here. Don't really know what they're for, but I've just been carting them around, and now they've got a use, keeping the oil off that concrete so that I can paint it in future.